think other people who have had cancer will say the same thing, that you go through these stages of, it's almost like stages of mourning, of shock and anger and acceptance. Well, I started to have some eye pain and to see, I couldn't really see out of half of my eye, and went to the doctor a couple of times and he said, oh no, it's nothing. And finally I kept going back and saying something's not right, and eventually he dilated my eyes and found that there was this big tumor in the back of my eye. They had told me beforehand that as a result of the treatment I would most likely lose the vision in my eye, and in fact over the next couple of years after I had the treatments I did lose the vision in my eye. I think that the illness did put me in touch with inner resources that I didn't know that I had. I had a younger friend, she was maybe 26 at the time, who was in my program with me, who said, well, let's do this AIDS ride, and we'll raise some money for AIDS and we'll ride our bicycles to Boston. In some ways I think people were really rooting for me that I had been through this thing and then I was doing this fundraising, so people wrote, I think, maybe bigger checks than they would have, and so I really had to do the ride. It didn't occur to me that was, it was like that I had to master this, I had to do the hardest thing. It didn't occur to me that that was what it was, but I think in retrospect, I had to just say, this isn't going to get me, and I'm going to prove that it's not going to get me. I rarely think about the cancer anymore, but then when I do have down times, in a way it's almost a positive thing, because I need only to be reminded of how fragile things are to sort of be inspired to keep going and get out of bed and keep going.